I am going to review 20 of your self-built model airports. Of those 20, 3 airports will progress to a live grand finale episode. And this episode winner will be crowned Tradewings Airport of the Week. Be sure to vote through the link down below on your favorite airport featured in this video. Last week's episode winners are the ones you see now on your screen. Let's get started reviewing your airports. Welcome to airport number 1, Volendam International Airport in the Netherlands, with a great layout and a lovely lighting system. Around each aircraft is a bunch of handling equipment, really giving off realistic vibes. And unmissable on the airport, as without all of these baggage cards, no passenger would receive their baggage on their destination. At night, the airport very nicely lights up, thanks to these DIY light poles. And I love this queue of passengers stepping out of the bus boarding this Iceland Air. Behind the runway, he has this spotting hill, with a bunch of people watching the orange pride coming into land. All in all, a really nice looking model airport with a bunch of details and great realism. Really awesome work. Here is London Heathrow Terminal 3, fully based on the real London Heathrow Airport. Of course, with the iconic ATC Tower. It's a huge airport with a bunch of nice details. Starting off in the foreground, he has got this construction site. Really cool modeling. Behind that we see a bunch of aircraft and in the taxiway some green lights. And it also seems to have snowed in London, as there is a tiny bit of snow left in the background. His airport features a lot of ground service vehicles, mostly made out of paper, and a few Lego bricks. A really nice setup, and I like these snowplow trucks getting rid of the snow on the taxiway. Really neat work on recreating London Heathrow Terminal 3. This is Dublin Airport in Ireland, with a bunch of really cozy looking lights, both on the runway and taxiways. And it's also cool to see that the floodlights work. The layout features a runway, taxiway and a small terminal with 3 aircraft stands. You might want to add a bit more ground service equipment, try adding passengers or airport workers. Though for the rest you have a fantastic looking miniature airport. Really a cool job on the lighting. And from one lit up airport we go to the next. Here is AXM Airport in Hamburg, Germany. With working terminal lights, taxiway lights and also floodlights. Really cool to see the lights inside of the terminal as well. Which seems to be made out of paper, the terminal. And 3D printed jet bridges. The airport features a lot of ground service vehicles. Not only around all of the aircraft, but also parked all around the airport. The lights give off such a cool effect once again. And that combined with the great amount of ground service vehicles really makes this airport look very realistic. The only thing that I miss is you have an airport located in Germany. I don't see any Lufthansa or German airline flying to your airport. Airport Review Season 6 is powered by Tradewings, your shop for 3D printed airport accessories like ground service equipment vehicles, airport buildings, and also 1 to 500 scale aircraft models. On their webshop tradewings.shop, use code ARS6 for 10% off your next order. Here is Washington Reagan National Airport. A nice USA-based model airport, featuring some lovely Southwest and I like these 2 regional American Airlines jets. I'm a big fan of the design of the jet bridges. The window design looks really nice, and this seems to be a multicolor 3D print. My big tip for you is on the terminal. Right now it's just a big white building with a long black stripe. Try adding those cool windows that you also added on the jet bridges. Add some detail and texture on the roof like an ATC tower and solar panels. And then your next step is add the lighting that we have seen at all of the previous airports. This is London Bleakwood International Airport. A tiny airport with a runway and 6 aircraft stands. A nice layout with a base fully made out of paper. He has got this lovely British palm tree on the modeling grass and nicely folded planes out of paper. Cool details are the terminal, which has an interior. You can actually see the waiting area seats over here and a few shops in the background. And I like this welcome to the London International Airport sign above the road behind the terminal. This is Crescent Bay International Airport, a runway with a bunch of aircraft stands. 2 big tips for you. 1, add a background on the wall on the right. This could be a terminal or at least images of the front of a terminal. to which you can connect jet bridges, which lead to the aircraft stands, and ground markings. You already have some, the yellow taxiway lines, white runway markings, and these red markings. But by going to Google Earth, go to any airport of your liking, and here you can see really clearly all of the markings. The runway features a bunch of white markings marking the touchdown zone. The aircraft must touch down in this zone of the runway. And also on the airport apron, you can really zoom in to see all the ground markings they have. Take it as inspiration for your own airport. Include even the tiniest details that you see on Google Earth, like these tiny markings, which will surely make your airport more realistic. Welcome to Bonn Airport in Bonn, Germany. A lovely model airport featuring lights in the taxiway and the runway, some remote stands, and on the left a terminal with wide body stands. The first detail is a really neat looking background of a lake with some skyscrapers. On the jet bridges, he made his own logo for Bonn Airport, and I also like the Haribo advertisements. And at night the airport beautifully lights up thanks to the lights he installed in the runway and taxiways. Really nice looking. And another detail I want to highlight here are the taxiway signs, here with a D on there. And also below this gold 737, you can see these red ground markings indicating which runway they're approaching. This is Snowy Rush Airport. Like the name suggests, a bunch of snow on this airport, and even on his aircraft models. And also on the ground there is a bunch of snow. I hope it doesn't harm the condition of your aircraft models by putting snow on them, but it gives off a nice effect. Also, all of these tiny vehicles, ground service equipment, are very nice looking, adding realism to your airport. My tip for you is on the terminal. You now have a fully white roof. Think about adding an air traffic control tower on top, giving it some color, and also add solar panels or some pipes that make it look like an industrial roof. This is San Fe, Mexico City Airport. And I have one big tip for you. Work neatly on the ground markings. This yellow line is all wobbly, and so do all of the runway markings look. Work neatly using a ruler. Take your time and use patience, as that definitely pays off in more realism. Here is Leopold International Airport, located in Brazil. A very nice looking airport made out of all recycled materials. It's got a lovely looking terminal with a park on the roof. The planes and all of the ground service equipment are made out of paper, really neatly folded, and available on the website of Little Model Airport. A bunch of different airplanes, like a Ryanair 737, are available for free to download and print and fold yourself. And they also have a bunch of ground service equipment, like the Swissport branded aircraft stairs. The link will be in the description to download planes like these, and also all of the equipment you see yourself for free. All in all, a lovely model airport with great scenery. This is Edo Puerto International SkyTe in Bogota, Colombia. A huge model airport with multiple terminals, a runway all the way on the left, and I think almost everything made out of paper, including the models once again. And these models seem to be 2D models. I've never seen them before. They look a bit odd on first glance, but really detailed and really nice looking. And they even have their flaps down. At least the 3 you see here in this image. This ATC tower and terminal looks really good and seem to be folded out of paper by himself. And the same goes for the jet bridges and the ground service equipment as well. This is often a really cost-effective option. Another cool detail is this West Royal aircraft, which is a fictional airline belonging to his airport, as you can read on the rear of the fuselage. He's also got this very cool looking maintenance hangar, which he has branded with his own airline, of course. Fantastic work on a lovely looking model airport. Here is Benjamin Franklin International Airport, a huge model airport, which I want to give one big tip. It's a nice looking terminal with ATC tower and many 3D printed elements. But if you fill up the space in between the taxiways and the runway with modeling grass, and on that modeling grass you add some tiny rocks, grass tufts, flowers, an ILS box and a windsock, your airport will look so much more realistic. This is Emerald Cove Airport in Canada. A nice looking airport with lights in the taxiway and runway. Really awesome work on that. My advice for you is to add more aircraft models and GSC accordingly. That will simply add more activity on your model airport, making it look more realistic. And you can also add a background to the white wall in the back. Though for the rest with the lights you already have a nice airport. Here is OneWay International Airport in LA. A huge model airport with a bunch of cool details that I'm gonna show you. Starting with the background, a blue wallpaper with a city skyline and some clouds. The best part of this airport might be his terminal, which is a really cool design, which is I think based on the actual LA airport terminal. And aren't the details in the foreground lovely? A bunch of aircraft models taxiing on the taxiways, and also a lot of vehicles driving around on the platform servicing the aircraft. The floodlights on the terminal actually light up, adding a really cool effect at night. And another nice detail are the ground markings and the whole design of the ground with all of these grey patches adding some nice realism. All in all, a lovely model airport. Here is Eastern Liberty International Airport in New York. Another huge American airport with a runway and multiple terminals, with a part of the terminal still being under construction. This terminal once again features a cool lighting system, and he has actually modeled an interior inside of the terminal, see-through and looking lovely. It's really an enormous model airport, and I'm really interested how this terminal is going to look in the end. Here is Puffintopia International Airport in St. David's, the UK. A nice airport with a runway and 5 aircraft stands. And I like the effect of the LED lights around your model airport, nicely lighting it up, including the terminal. Talking about the terminal, it's got a really unique design. And I believe by adding some more ground service equipment, I think you can make this airport look even more realistic. This is Birmingham International in Birmingham, the USA. A big airport fully on a paper base. And I say this more often, but a grey base instead of a white basis already looks much better. The terminals are now shoeboxes. Try giving them some color with paper, on which you color windows and could color some branding or sponsoring, and add modeling grass on the now green painted areas. Here is Los Angeles International Airport, a 1 to 200 scale airport located on multiple shelves, which is such a clever space-saving design. On the top 2 shelves he has got a terminal with aircraft stands, and on the bottom shelf is a runway where this Air France Cargo 777 is coming in to land. All of these shelves have nice looking backgrounds of the actual LA airport. The terminal is 3D printed and nicely matches with the terminal in the background. Nice to see that you added actual passengers boarding this Lufthansa 747. All in all, a really clever, space-effective design of a model airport. Here is Dublin International Airport, a big airport featuring multiple terminals and a bunch of aircraft and equipment. On the right, this terminal looks like the Dubai Airport terminal. He made it himself, I think using paper and wood, where all of the aircraft have a bunch of GSC around it. It's cool to see the lights you added in the jet bridges. Some of the aircraft are made by himself using wood and hand painted, like this Qantas one. And also this Air New Zealand Airbus he has hand painted and built from wood himself. Also in this image, nice work on the floodlights. I also love to see this Qantas link, both boarding through the jet bridge and also on the rear stairs, with actual passengers in the queue. All in all, a lovely airport to round this episode up with. I think we have seen a bunch of airports with great grand finale potential. Be sure to cast your vote through the link down below on your favorite airport featured in this episode. The top 3 progressing to the grand finale and the winner winning a €10 TradeWings voucher. Be sure to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and then I will see you again in the next video.